Hi, welcome to this edition of On Tap, presented by FCSI The Americas. I'm Wade Kaler, Executive Director. On Tap this week, I have our Latin America board representative, who is as good of a consultant as he is a human being. He's one of the happiest and nicest guys I know, and I've been looking forward to having this interview with him. Please welcome the CEO of Food Gurus, Mr. Juan Matamoros. Hi, Juan, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Thank you, Wade. It's good to be here. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. I'm so glad that you're able to join us today. We hadn't seen each other for a long time, but we got to spend some time together here recently in San Diego, which was great. It was a long time. As a board member, you kind of got the short end of the stick, if you will. You can become a board member, and then we don't see each other for 2 years. You don't go to a single board meeting or whatever, but it is what it is. Will be another year now, and then you've got another 2 years after that you can serve. So we're looking forward to having you a part of FCSI for a very, very long time into the future as well. Juan, the way I like to get all these started is with the basic question of, how did you get your start in not only consulting, but the food service industry? Like, what brought you into this industry, and how did you get your start as a consultant?
Well, thank you, Wade. It's an interesting question because I started completely different. I'm a marketing guy.
Yeah.
I'm a full service consultant, but my base it's marketing. So I started around in 1992 working for different kind of companies, but it's more focused on marketing areas,
Okay.
Banking, retail. And in 1994, I started to working in John Brands,
Okay.
the Pizza Hut company, the KFC. So I'm in charge of the markets in El Salvador, Guatemala, and then Mexico. And that's where my passion for the food starts,
Yeah.
I'm so passionate about the restaurant, but I'm so passionate about the food. Well, my body, it's a good representation of that. After working with them for around 13, 14 years, I decided to start my own project, basically as a marketing consultant. That's what I start as a marketing consultant for different kind of companies. But more of the 50% of our clients that we have is basically restaurants.
Okay.
And that is the reason that all the time I've been with the restaurant companies, have a really good relationship with that. So that's my huge passion, the restaurants. Yeah. So
nice.
After that, in my base of marketing, here in El Salvador, basically where I'm based, it's completely different because full service consultant, the people ask me when I say it, okay, I'm gonna be in full service consultant, and the people, my friends ask me, are you nuts? Are you crazy about that? You don't have enough space in this small country for a full service consultant. You're going to focus in what? And I say it in restaurants. That's my background. Well, the people don't trust that I could have a really good experience on that. So for me, it's important to focus on the restaurants. And as I mentioned it to you, I'm a marketing guy, so I changed the formula, completely different. Because here, if you design only kitchens and or maybe only focus in the front of the house of the restaurants, it's so difficult to find work. So I decided to build a project as a one-stop shop. You could find everything that you're looking for a restaurant in one place, in Food Gurus. So that is the reason that Food Gurus starts. So we offer for the restaurants, that's our major clients, basically
Okay.
here in the country. We offered a full service.
Yeah.
We have, the research area. We have our own design, architectural, operations, finance, our own corporate chef. We have everything on the
Nice.
design of the restaurant. So marketing helps me to find a really good solution for that.
Very good. Oh, very good. What's in the years that you've been open so far and operating with Food Gurus, what's been your favorite one or two projects you've worked on?
Well, usually most of the people focus on the first project,
Yeah.
they keeps in the heart, like a dream project.
Right.
But in my case, I really have two projects.
Okay.
Like 8 years ago, I found a really good friend that have the best fine casual restaurant here in El Salvador. The name is Lobby.
Okay.
And on the first meeting that we have, he told me about the project and everything. He told me about the name. I would like a restaurant, and this is my competitors, and la la la, everything. Okay. And I asked him, what is the reason that you call it Lobby? And he told me, I don't know. I don't know the reason. That's your problem. That is the reason that you will be my consultant for that. So it's important to find a really good reason. So I really like that project because we realized 8 years ago, and right now is maybe the first or the second best restaurant in the country.
Wow.
Because they are focused on everything that we talked as the main project for everything, and that's one of that lobby. And the second one is good because we're working with that company for 6 years ago. The name is Grupo Lorena. They are like a group with different kind of restaurants. They have hotels, have a Mexican restaurants, gastro bars, bakeries.
Okay.
But I talked with them yesterday about what is the success or the success that we already have working together. The main difference is they respect our proposals.
Yeah.
When you have a really good client and they respect your proposals, your ideas, everything changes. They are moving so fast in the last 5 years, and I'm so really proud for that.
Yeah. I mentioned in my intro that you're one of the happiest, jovial guys and one of the nicest guys I know in FCSI. It seems like you're always in a good mood, always fun to be around. Never seen you angry, not yet anyway. But, and I think a good example of this is if you could tell us a little bit about your humanitarian efforts you and your family took on at the beginning of COVID to help feed everybody in your local community when COVID hit real hard. You and your family jumped into action and did a lot of work. And I know we wrote about it a little bit, but I want the audience and maybe hasn't heard this story yet to hear a little bit about what you guys did. Can you fill in the audience as far as what made you decide to do it and then what you did for the people in your community?
Yeah, thank you for the space to say that. Wade, everybody, all the people in the world are basically, we are the same. We come from the same,
Yeah.
So it's have the same soul, comes from the same God. So it's really important to help each other.
Yeah.
Most of us have a really good opportunity to have a better life, but other people don't. So on the COVID, when this pandemic starts, there is a lot of people here in the country that they loses their jobs or their opportunities they already have.
Yeah.
So from a really good friends. We have a really good friends that we talked together and as a community, and we decide to help different communities, to helping with food, helping with some kind of materials that they need for their houses, to pass basically the pandemic. After that, we follow the communities, and we understand that most of the people, they find a new job, they are working together in different projects. So, but it's important, to have a goal as a family to leave something important for the world. Not only my mom says in El Salvador, she have 83 years, and she told me all the time, not everything it's just only goes to you. It's important to to share with the other people. Yeah.
So you and your family though were bagging up food, cooking food, and then you were driving through the communities. And was it if somebody put a white flag out or a white scarf or something? Is that what it was?
Exactly. The alarm is the white flag.
And then you would stop and give them food for the family, and then keep moving on, and then until you ran out, and then you would make more and get more and keep doing that. Correct?
Exactly. And another thing, we usually first try to try to contact first the community or the community leaders to understand in which areas are basically they have more needs.
Right.
So after that, we collect the food. We're talking with a lot of companies. We receive the support from FCSI, also from other consultants when we explain the situation here in the country.
Yeah.
So we're so proud of that because, if you could see the smile of a child receiving food for their family, that's priceless.
Absolutely, my friend. I applaud you and your family. I think it's what you did was an amazing thing, especially for a country like El Salvador that was hit so hard by COVID that in some areas is very poverty driven and has a hard time making ends meet. So that you gave them something that helped everybody get through it. I mean, literally you kept people alive through what you figured was just the right thing to do. For others, it was the only thing they could do. So I think I applaud you and your family.
Thank you. Yes.
Speaking of your family, your son is also getting into food service consulting. I recently had the opportunity to hang out with Rodrigo a few weeks ago. I mean, I've known him now for a few years. He's been active in as a student and such. What's it like to have your son Rodrigo working with you?
I'm so happy for that. It's as a father, I think all the fathers in the world, they want their kids working in the same business. Yeah. So I have the opportunity to share my experience with him. There is a really good point at the school when he was at the school at the high school. Their friends asking, what is your dad doing? What is your dad's job? And he says all the time, I really don't know, but I see it that he really enjoys the work.
Yeah.
And enjoys what he's doing. So I have the opportunity to have Rodrigo with me and my team. We have 13 co-workers working with us.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really happy for that. So Rodrigo wants to be as a really good full service consultant.
Yeah.
But it's important, the network, FCSI, it's a huge opportunity to receive information, to receive training, and to receive another big vision of what the full service industry really are.
Yeah. What advice would you give to somebody besides, obviously Rodrigo is following your footsteps, but if for another student in the hospitality industry, especially in Latin America, what advice would you give to them if they want to think about becoming a food service consultant?
Well, my first advice is, first of all, it's important to have a really good mentor, a really good teacher. I appreciate and I always be thankful with Bill Taunton. And you know Bill, he's
Yeah.
a really good part of the
Yeah.
FCSI industry in Latin America. So Bill Taunton, the first time that we talked about, he told me about the first thing is FCSI. That's a really good experience. It's a really good organization. We have a lot of different kind of programs that they could help to you.
Yeah.
And when I was at my first symposium, I think it was in Pasadena,
Okay.
in California. Yeah, in
Yeah.
California. That was the first one.
Okay.
I really, I opened my eyes. I came from the restaurant business. The big sessions, the big conference of Pizza Hut and something like that.
Yeah.
And when I saw it on another perspective, as a consultant perspective, that industry, it's really amazing. So
Yeah.
my first advice is study a lot of what you really love
Yeah.
on this industry. And the second one, FCSI, it's a really good source of information. So for me, send the people to understand more about FCSI. It's a really good advice. I think
Nice.
there is a lot of information for
Yeah.
somebody who wants to be as a full service
Yeah.
consultant.
Well, COVID has hit Latin America, a lot of countries in Latin America, some a lot worse than the others. But tell me, what do you see the food service industry like right now throughout Latin America, and what do you see it? How do you see it moving forward in the next 2 to 3 years?
Well, Latin America hits a lot from COVID. So we lost about 30% of the restaurant industry in Latin America.
Yeah.
Most of the restaurants that they have problem, they are quit the business. So I think there is like three areas that it's growing right now, really strong. The first one is hospitals,
Okay.
because for the same problem. But hospital is growing too fast. Here in El Salvador, opened in just only 1 year the huge hospital in all the country. And I understand also in Guatemala and in other countries in Central America.
Yeah. Yeah.
The second one, there is a huge focus on delivery.
Okay.
So the ghost kitchens, the dark kitchens, is growing fast also.
Okay.
During the pandemic, we do it 2 or 3 different kind of projects of dark kitchens. Because it's in the mood. Everybody wants a dark kitchen.
Yeah.
But and there is a lot of people that they don't know. They have to run a restaurant, but they don't know how to run the delivery service.
Right.
So we help it to do that. And the third one, maybe it's difficult to it's good to be true, but there is a new kind of restaurants that they are starting growing right now. The people maybe says, okay, I have trouble with this brand. Now it's time to change, and we're moving forward with another brand, another concept. And that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
The restaurant business is moving right now better than the last year.
Very good. Very good. Well, that's all the formal questions I've got for you today. But, before I let you go, I've got to have a little bit of fun. So I've got a whole group of speed round questions, which is a lot of would you rather questions, new ones. And we'll just dive into this. The first one is, would you rather have the ability to move things with your mind or ability to read minds?
No, I prefer to read minds.
Okay.
If I read minds, I know what I need to do.
There you go. Would you rather be forced to sing along or dance to every song you hear?
Oh, wow. That's a really good question. Maybe sing.
Okay.
I really love to sing. Not a good singer, but
But you like to
I
do
don't
it.
have. Yeah. I go forward on that.
Okay. Would you rather be chronically underdressed or overdressed for every occasion?
Underdressed.
Okay. Would you rather have universal respect or unlimited power?
Oh wow, that's better than the other. uh, I think maybe the unlimited power
Okay.
to do good things, to do the
I get
best things. That's important, I
Yeah.
think.
And I could see that for you then. I absolutely could. Would you rather never be able to go outside during the day or never be able to go outside during the night?
No, during the day.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Would you rather lounge by the pool or lounge by the beach?
No, by the beach.
Okay.
By the beach.
Would you rather wear the same socks for a month or the same underwear for a week?
Oh wow. Maybe the socks.
Okay.
And after maybe 10 days, the socks, disappears.
Would you rather spend a week in the forest or a night in a real haunted house?
I love the forest, but I prefer the night at the haunted house.
Okay.
It's like it's a good challenge.
Yeah.
It's an interesting question.
Would you rather get a paper cut every time you turn a page or bite your tongue every time you eat?
No. I prefer the paper.
Okay. Yeah.
The paper cut. Yeah. No.
Would you rather sip aviation gin with Ryan Reynolds or shoot Hermano Tequila with Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
With Dwayne Johnson, it's okay. Yes.
Okay.
With Dwayne Johnson.
Would you rather have skin that changes color based on your emotions or tattoos appear all over your body showing what you did yesterday?
I prefer the tattoos all the time.
Okay. Would you rather only eat pizza for a year or not be able to eat pizza for 5 years?
The pizza is one of the foods that I really like. No, I prefer the year. The year.
Okay.
Yes.
Would you rather give up cursing forever or give up desserts for 10 years?
No, I prefer the desserts.
Okay. Okay. The last question would be, would you rather go backstage with your favorite band or be an extra in your favorite TV show?
No, with the band. All the time with the band, yes.
Okay. Well, that's all the questions I've got for you, Juan. Tell us a little bit more about how somebody can get in touch with you and find out more about you and your firm, Food Gurus.
Okay, thank you, Wade. Well, we have our website. It's food-gurus.com. We could find us over there in El Salvador, and we have also 6 months ago our office in Guatemala, so we serve both countries. And also you could find us at the Instagram at foodgurus.sb, but B as a Victor,
Okay.
For El Salvador. So there is the best way to reach us.
Very nice. Well, that wraps up this edition of On Tap presented by FCSI The Americas. A huge thank you to Juan for joining us today. We couldn't do shows like this without members like you. If you enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to subscribe to the show wherever you find your favorite podcasts. And turn on those notifications so you don't miss out on any future episodes. But until then, cheers.